Jonathan, Robert, Melissa, Jimmy, everybody who contributed. Let's have a hand for everybody. Just so I don't put you into overtime, how much time do I have to talk? 10 minutes.
Well, no, he's about 15.
15? I like 10 better. All right. Yeah, cool. So it's funny. There's so much media and material created by the production team, and this was an absolute scramble. They've been working literally 24/7 to put this together and make it downloadable and stuff, and not everything gets reviewed by everybody. And so this was actually my chance to see a lot of the videos that were at Summit that I hadn't gotten a chance to see. One of them in particular hit me in the face, like, that's not true, which was the Atlantis video. Okay, so we had editors, we have anybody who took the tour of the office or who didn't, we have this hallway filled with editorial rooms. It's really cool. It's like a TV station. I mean, it's just edit bay, edit bay, edit bay. We have a studio down on the second floor. We have an entire 4,000 square foot gym where we work the kinks out of programs, do test groups and stuff like that. Well, in any case, we have freelancers, especially when we ramp up for something like Summit. So you have freelancers working on productions. And these editors do a lot of the writing themselves, and then it gets submitted, it gets approved, and whatever. So all this stuff going into Summit, 4 days of production and then this material. So in the Atlantis video, it said there was one line that you can see in a big company with producing so much, how it's easy for hyperbole, right? For just a line to make it into a script. So some editor put a line in there that said about the Atlantis trip, this is what being a coach is all about. And I was like, wrong. It's like totally not what a coach is about. It's a cool part of being a coach, and it's a great way to build teams, but I don't want anybody in here to mistake that, and I've sent off some emails to the team that said we got to all be on top of this stuff because there are 300 and something of these Super Saturday meetings going on around the country, and people are seeing this and going, oh, that's what it's about. No, that's not what it's about. The message that I think Jimmy and Robert have relayed here has been quite accurate, and that message of people helping people is what's so exciting about this, which is why I'm comfortable having my family, brother and sister. I think my mom is a coach, I'm not sure actually. But she quietly coaches. Why aren't you calling me more? Anyway, random. So, point is, the reason I'm comfortable with family being coaches is because I don't feel like this is a network, and I'm not bashing other network marketing opportunities. Well, maybe I am a little, because I think network marketing in general is an incredibly positive business model. The reason that it's an incredibly positive business model is it changes the focus from being on big corporate to being on the user and the referrer, the people doing the thing of, they talk about how valuable viral marketing is. Another word to me for viral marketing is using your customers to do the marketing for you. And I don't like to use anybody. I want to fairly compensate people who do the work, and that hard work is being a product of the product, which is a part of the game plan, and then having the guts and the courage to get out of your comfort zone to talk to people about this. And it is hard, guys. I know it's hard. And I don't want to just do a repeat of my close from stage at Summit, but for those who weren't there, I just want to repeat one of the most important things that I want people to get out of Summit, and that is the game plan is a very simple 10-step process to approach your business with. And what Robert said is right. It's like the sort of systematizing like McDonald's did, like Ford did back when they came up with how to make a factory. What do they call that? Assembly line theory. That was such an enormous breakthrough at the time. Well, now we're doing that to the concept of building a business where you are the benefactor of that growth, not just the company, not just Beachbody. What we don't need is some other big company in the sky, some big corporation that gets, talked about on Wall Street, and everybody, oh, look at that company over there. No, you are the company. What's exciting about Beachbody, to me, which makes it more of a legacy than just this wealth creation machine, is the fact that it is being taken on. What Beachbody stands for, which we really guard aggressively, that core mission of people, help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. The fact that that can be perpetuated into a community that goes out there and understands that we really want to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. Imagine when we achieve 1 million coaches. To get 1 million coaches in a country with 200 million people who are overweight or obese, imagine how amazingly productive, how the impact that Beachbody could have when you, Team Beachbody, are the ones carrying that message. Not infomercials, not advertising, not viral, just viral, but you guys owning it so that Jimmy or Robert or you, when you go to the doctor, you don't go in there and you say, yeah, I work with this company Beachbody. No, you are the company Beachbody. Like, that's what I want this to be. And that's going to require you to have the same amount of courage that it took for us to start it, the same amount of courage that it took for us to create P90X, which everybody said wouldn't work, the same amount of courage that it took for us to create Shakeology, that everybody said nobody's ever going to buy a bag of powder with all these ingredients in it. They're not going to understand it. And at $120, when you can go down to the grocery store and buy a bag of whey protein for $14.95. It's funny, I'll be sitting next to Isabel and she'll be reading something, or she'll be on the internet and I'll see her smacking her head like that. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I'm reading that about the different types of whey protein in many of these meal replacements, the ones that sell for $30 or $60 a month. And there are actually grades of whey, and there's one grade that's like they feed to, that is what they call livestock grade, that they can feed back to livestock. And that's how you achieve $14.95 for a month of whey, or $29.95 for a month of whey. The fact that we had the courage and the ability to stay with it and see it all the way through to create this amazing Shakeology, that's the kind of courage that I need from you now. That's the kind of courage that, because Jimmy did it, his baby is going to grow up to understand something completely different than we grew up with. And that is that McDonald's is not an entitlement. McDonald's can be a treat. I'm not against McDonald's. What I'm against is McDonald's being a food group. What I'm against is it being the thing that I need lunch, where's McDonald's? You gotta plan ahead. You gotta think ahead of things. You gotta have the courage to be the one in the room, the one at the office that goes, guys, we have to have another option. You're right, you don't protest the pizza party. You come up with another option. No, you said that. Jimmy said, hey, why don't you be the one that brings another option? And and for a while, you will be the one that shows up at the events, and you're the health person. Oh, here comes the health person. Here come the celery sticks. And that's okay, because here's the good news. Because we are unstoppable, guys. Beachbody is unstoppable. And what that means, and the way it's been for the last 20 years, and again, I've watched my wife be the crazy. She shows up and she's kind of like the doctor. Everybody wants to talk to her. What do you think of this supplement? She's the health one that shows up in the room. But that's the way it is now. That's the way you are now. You go to the office, you're the one that brings your lunch, opens up, and you've got a skinless broiled chicken or whatever. You're the one that planned ahead. But somebody's going to take notice, and then they're going to show up, and they're going to be the other one. And you two have your own little clique. And then another person could be like, you know what? They seem to have more energy, they seem to feel better, they seem to look better, their hair, their skin, everything looks better. Maybe I should be a part of that clique. And then you can start to get that's when you get a little bit of critical mass. But it's gonna take you guys to be the courageous ones that live up to it, that are gonna be the ones that show that you are immovable in this. So I'm telling you right now, you are above the criticism because it's noble what you're doing, so deal with the criticism, know you're going to get criticized, and just live it with courage. That's what we need from you. That's what Dallas needs from you. That's what this actually region of the country, extending into Louisiana, sort of extending east, which is real problems as you extend east and central, real problems with obesity. Well, as you contemplate the Success Club Team Beachbody Team Challenge, the Success Club Team Challenge, please don't leave here without being on a team. Like, I would like to encourage anybody who's not on a team now, because this team thing is really important so that you don't feel alone in this business. Because I would suspect that maybe a good percent, maybe 25% of this room, even though you know people and you have an upline, you kind of feel alone in the business. Don't work this business alone. I think that, in fact, everybody who I've seen be successful in this business are the ones that finally, either ego or shyness or whatever, put that aside. They said, I'm serious about doing this, and they teamed up. And they didn't have to be on the same legs to do that. Hillary Kelly in Connecticut and Josh Spencer, who are Josh's #1 coach last year and Hillary's #2, they work together, and Tommy Migrant all the time, and they're not on the same teams. They're not on the same line. The bottom line is you find a success partner. You could do it today. In your team of 5, you might find somebody that you're going to work with for the next year, 2 years, 3 years. That really makes this a substantial opportunity for you. Don't leave here without being, even if you just connect with 2 people, and you say, all right, we got 3. We just got to find, then you put it on Facebook. Who else needs somebody? Go to my page, my like page, they call it, right? And say, I need somebody. I need to get on a team. Get on a team. I also want to say one thing about the Beachbody Challenge, and I think I'm the only one that gets this, because even the team doesn't totally get it. It was a last-minute concept, last-minute May, in terms of changing the $1 Million Body Game to the Beachbody Challenge, and signifying the beginning of each month as sort of a deadline to commit to stay fit. Here's why this is a tool for you to use. Again, with the purpose of people helping people. You want to have a deadline. So every month, so that you can say to somebody, I want you to be in the Beachbody Challenge this month, to start it in August. So the August challenge closes August 1st. So I want you in by August 1st. It gives you a way to talk to somebody. You've been talking about wanting to get in shape. You've been talking about getting started. Why don't you start August 1st with me? That's the first one, by the way, that basically launches. So that doesn't mean they enter in August, but that means that doesn't mean they enter their before and afters. It means that they commit to stay fit. That means they're eligible for this additional $500 in WOWY and other prizes, and then they're going to have that goal of August, September, October, in November, entering their before and after photos, and they're going to have gone through the process of taking those before and after photos. So you, as a coach, which is kind of like a sales process, has a natural deadline, which I will tell you, as a guy who has succeeded in selling on TV, having some sort of deadline is very helpful. You know, call by midnight, first 500 callers, whatever. So if you're putting together a Beachbody Challenge, that's not team challenge, I'm talking about the Beachbody Challenge. So you're going out there and you're talking to people, you're using the sharing cycle, you're talking to people about, why don't you do the Beachbody Challenge with me? I'll help you get signed up. I'm going to do Asylum, or I'm going to do Insanity. Why don't you do it with me? We'll both go into the Beachbody Challenge starting August 1st.